Yo. So I thought I'd react to some Puyo Puyo. This challenge was very annoying to do. This made the platinum for Judgment pretty much harder than any Yakuza platinum I've done. So basically I just used the free column method, or you could call it the free tower method, you could. But yeah, I just used this method, and the goal is to fill up the free columns to the right, and then the bottom of the column that's the closest to you, you want to line up Puyo, so then that falls, and then basically a bunch of chains come. And yeah, it could be a little bit RNG since you're just stacking Puyos, but obviously the more you play it, you know that it's not something that you can just rely on, this method, because this really does require a lot of persistence. You know, you have to be very patient, and you do have to be pretty good at discarding your Puyos on the left hand side, the two columns to the left. You have to be pretty good at doing that, because if that fills up, then obviously everything fills up, because you're not doing yourself a good service by having the free right columns. Like, this isn't the traditional way of how you would beat someone at Puyo Puyo, but this mode, like, this is a mode that even a normal Puyo Puyo, a seasoned Puyo Puyo player would struggle with, because it's not like going against a normal AI. I mean, I even got Puyo Puyo champions just to go against the AI. But this is like, I mean, this is very difficult. It's like an endurance mode. You're just constantly going against rivals, and they get even more difficult. And as you see later on, as I get through this, your Puyo start glitching, like it slows down. I think they try to make it more difficult, so it's almost as if they want to make it more challenging for you. But yeah, I mean, this was a bitch to get done. Like, truthfully, it was very hard. It took me multiple weeks. I remember when I was first learning Mahjong, and that took me a while, but that was a learning curve. I mean, I don't know if I can come out of it and say I've learned stuff, because I played Puyo Puyo, I went through the lessons, but everything is application, so maybe it would be better if I played against real opponents, or even just the normal Puyo Puyo AI. But in this endurance mode, you don't get much time to breathe. Sometimes the AI just goes crazy on you. You have the fish character that bombards you. You have the kiddo sounding "I love you" kind of guy, you know, like you have him. He's tough. You have the boy Kibashi, that one, right? You have that guy. And you have a rival, but those three are pretty hard. I played as the girl with the Pikachu looking thing, but I don't think it matters who you are. I mean, there were people that were talking about the arcade machines, like picking one arcade machine over another. That's easier. What I can say that I did was I changed my difficulty from easy, because I was just trying to play clean up at the time of my Judgment playthrough, to hard. I really don't think it's that, but for me, I'm just assuming that it's that, because when I did it, I literally got it done in Yakuza 6, because I was thinking, if I'm going to spend so much time doing Puyo Puyo, I may as well get the 100% in Yakuza 6, since I only got the platinum for that. The 100% isn't required for the platinum. So funny enough, I did it in Yakuza 6 first, which was probably not the one I really wanted to do it in. And then I did it in Judgment, and it was like back-to-back games. Within like 2 hours, I was able to do it. I mean, it was a lot of relief. I mean, I felt a lot of adrenaline, because you really have to be focused. Like, more focused than you in a chess game. Like, you have to be really in the zone with this. But you get into the flow, and you will have a lot of attempts. At first, it was difficult for me to even get past 10 wins. And then I got maybe close to 20, or I never got, I don't know if I ever got to 25. Like, this just happened straight. And I think I get Rulue at like 26, so I'm pretty lucky in that sense. But it wouldn't have mattered, I don't think, because I pretty much go crazy. I get to almost 50 victories. I get to about 49, so I'm pretty pleased with that. 50 would have been good, but I can't record the one I did on Yakuza 6. I think that was a lot. I don't know if it was as high as 49. Maybe higher, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm sure if I did this again, I could do it, because it's one of those things where you do the challenge once, it's incredibly hard, but then after that, it can become a breeze. You know, there isn't just, this free tale method does work, but you do have to improve your general Puyo gameplay in terms of how you handle the Puyos on the 2 columns to the left. And that third column, that one that you can see right now that's exposed, that one, obviously you do have to make sure you can really line it up. So like I put a yellow here, really I could have used a green to crush it, but it's fine. See, you see yellow crushes, green, then purple, then blue, like the chain just goes on, and you see it batters the opponent on the other side. It destroys them, and like you only need about 3, 4, 5 chains and boom. Oh yeah, this teddy bear character, oh, he can be annoying. Maybe I found him even more annoying than the fish character, but it just depends on the opponent per game. But yeah, yeah, it would be good to be able to do it naturally, but even when I've seen videos of people playing Puyo naturally, I have noticed that even if they try to put 3, 4 chains, it like you kind of sometimes you can't take that time. Like you have to have it there for you, and so that's why this method is so quick, because you're constantly stacking it. So you're very much likely gonna get a match, and even if you get 1 chain or 2 chain, that helps a little bit, but you really do need like a 2, 3 chain. You really need a bunch, because then it really puts them away. You know, 1 chain isn't enough at times. It can maybe help a little bit, like just to build the flow up, you know, like if you need to discard something, like see, I got the blue there. Okay, I take care of 1 there. I don't really do anything, but that's a 1 chain, but at least I'm discarding it. I'm cleaning it up. You know, it's like you're handling 2 sides almost. You're handling the 2 on the left that you need to discard your Puyo, and then you're handling that 3rd column, which you need to line it up with the bottom Puyo, just like that with the blue. And yeah, not all the time. They don't go crushing all the time, all the Puyos, but eventually you'll get it. See, blue, yellow. You see what I mean? You can see there's a bunch that are ready to just happen, ready to collapse the whole tower, and then boom, that puts all those little ghost-looking Puyos onto the other side, the enemy's side. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. I did this a while ago now. I lost the end of last year, but it's just taken me time to put this video up, so I'm not sure if there's much to say. It would have been better if I did it straight after with adrenaline, but I need to get a new microphone stand and all that. But yeah, I don't feel like I can say much. I tried that whole easy, changing the difficulty of judgment from easy to hard, and I don't know, for some reason I did it, and then it seemed to work for both games. So who knows? You just don't know with this RNG endurance crap. I don't really want them to add this in again. Not that I'd mind, not that I couldn't do it, but I think 6 and judgment is enough, and I don't think they will. I mean, this got me into freaking buying Puyo Champions, so I mean, hey, I might go back to that game if I want to, you know, platinum it. I'm a trophy hunter, so I don't really like having that on, you know, not 100%. Like, I want to get that to 100% ideally, but yeah, it would be good to learn Puyo naturally as well, and then try this challenge. But I've seen people, try to do it normally, and they don't get it first attempt. Yeah, they may get it second or third, but they don't get it first attempt sometimes. So, I mean, that would still be better than this, because even this method takes a while to really hammer in. But I just think ultimately this is the best method for this mode. If you're going to learn Puyo properly, then fine, but that's going to take way longer, you know. And you just want to be able to get this challenge done, because everything else in the game was pretty easy. I mean, Mahjong, that was the longest in this game, like 50 times you have to go out. and then it's like 3 parlors. There's quite a lot, and that can be a little bit RNG. There is skill to it, like, you know, you don't pick the 1 cars or the 9 cars or the dragon tiles or whatever. You know, you try to leave yourself room so that it's like you can do more with 2, 3, 4 than 1, 2, 3, for example, right? You know, 2, 3, 4 or 3, 4, 5. So you can do a lot with Mahjong in that sense. But yeah, it was Puyo that was the annoying one. I just thought I'd do a commentary. I just talk over it. Because yeah, I just wanted to reflect on this. I needed to reflect on this, and it may help someone that might need help with it or struggling. I thought I could try to say as much as I can. Like, I'm just trying to think of something. You know, I'm just going to be speaking. You can mute this and watch the video, but I'm just constantly speaking, trying to just think if there's anything else that I'm missing. There isn't much to say, really. I've never really been a Tetris guy, but this challenge has definitely got me into the whole Puyo Tetris, because I know there's a crossover game of that. There's 2 of them, Puyo Tetris 2. So was it Tetris Puyo? I'm not sure, but yeah, I wouldn't mind trying that at some point. Like, I really wouldn't mind getting into Puyo. But yeah, I'd probably just do something with champions and try and do that. But I learned how that you had the whole, like, you stack 3 and then you stack something else and then you stack another one of the 3 at the top. So the 3 at the bottom, you stack 1 at the top, like an L shape or something like that. So I mean, I haven't played champions now for a few months, but those were some of the lessons I was thinking, oh, okay, you can do this, you can do that, you can stack it up this way. But yeah, for this endurance mode, and someone who's not really played Puyo, it's best to just stick with this method. I was raging at times, like I was thinking this method is stupid, it's terrible, it's horrible, but for me, I just, you know, I did the difficulty thing, I went with the method. I tried to do natural Puyo play naturally with this, but obviously I'm not as experienced at it. And as you can see, I'm having a close call here. You know, there is an element of luck, I guess, but there's also, the more you play, you kind of used to these high pressure moments. And obviously at this point I would have played quite a bit. I don't know if it was 2 weeks or less than 2 weeks, but it was a lot of playtime during that time. And yeah, you see that this helps me really. Boom. You can see at this point she's likely going to lose, but you know, I'm still not in a good position. I still need to you know, clean up the Puyos on the 2 left columns, and even that 3rd column, just, you know, but I'm kind of doing it. Like, I'm kind of looking back and forth and, you know, trying to look. See, I see there's a yellow there, but I need to do something with the yellows on the left as well, because that first column is still a little halfway and I don't really like that. And you see, he puts a ghost there. This guy comes in hard, this fish character. And this is another time where I likely could have lost. I mean, any other game, usually it would happen. I would lose. Like, look, this is not going well. This is very worrying right now. I'm starting to even think, is this the right commentary? Because literally, I should lose at this point. I'm able to just flip it. Sometimes you also don't worry when it's going down. You have enough time to flip it. You do. So when it's going down, just think. Don't just rush, but just think carefully and just keep, you know, those little microseconds of time to think, milliseconds, I should say. You have time to think and you have time to flip it over enough times, even right towards the end. You'll flip over, and that can help you. That can make a massive difference. You'll be surprised. And look, you see, this happens, and I get a 2 chain there. Somehow I'm winning against this guy, but you know, even if I beat him, you know, I still gotta clean up my stack, my deck, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I'm just trying to push myself down, get rid of the ghost there. You see, get a lovely chain. But you see, because I got it while she was loading in this character, it was kind of a waste. But the thing is, as much as you want to wait sometimes you just have to make those moves, because if you wait, it's sometimes you disrupt your own flow and it ends up kind of backfiring. So you kind of just got to play your own game. I mean, really when I'm playing this, I'm not even looking. I got so into it, I got so focused that I might flicker every now and then, but I'm so into it. At this point, I'm so into like, okay, even when I beat this opponent, I got to make sure I make my deck, my stack smaller, you know, my first two columns. I've got to make them smaller. Like, I'm going to manage them. So it's really hard to focus on the other opponent, where even if you beat them, and even if you have a bunch of chains that you're setting up, if your two columns on the left are really stacked high, you know, that's not good. You know, you don't want one column just to play around with. Because you may not always get the Puyos you want, but eventually, yeah, you will get them. You know, sometimes if you are trying to force a color, it's best to just say, all right, you know what, I give up, and then just focus on and building another color. So, for example, I have greens at the bottom, but the greens didn't happen for me, so it's fine. I'll just focus on a purple. Even there, I didn't have purple, so I just would put yellow down, and that was fine. See, I got purple then, yellow then, green then. Do you see what I'm saying? It just stacks up nicely. It will stack up nicely if you're patient, in that sense, and not just being stubborn for one color, picking that one color. And you get a feel for it, I guess, an intuitive feel. See, this is the point where, you know, for seasoned players might be like, this free tower method is like not the best way to play or learn. But even utilizing this method, I still felt like I was developing some sense of intuitive gameplay. Not playing with the actual tactics itself that are, you know, to win the game, but I at least was getting used to those high pressure moments where I was thinking, how can I get myself out of these situations? I mean, I've got like a few ghosts at the top, and those two columns are not where I really would like. But again, I make a few good moves, and it really does help. I can easily line up a green nicely there. And whenever those columns on the three columns to the right are empty, you just want to fill them up. Just, you know, put your analog stick to the right and just try and get them all up. I'm not sure what I'm doing here, because here I'm kind of not filling them up straight away. So I don't know what we're doing in the moment, but for some reason I don't know if I'm trying to kill off the game because I've nearly beat that opponent. Maybe I'm trying to do that, I don't know. But either way, it works for me, and now I start filling them up. Yeah. Whew. Yeah. 19 wins. I don't even know if I'm really realizing it at this point, really. I'm not even sure if I went past 20 at this point. It's weird, really. I was struggling to get to 25, and then the game that I end up doing it, I get past 25 and I get to 49. Heck, I even did Yakuza 6. I got pretty high in that one, so yeah. It's a very hard challenge to have to beat 10 rivals, and because, you know, that 10th rival, it doesn't matter if you pick, you know, someone else, that character is always going to show up past 25. So, you know, there's another challenge to win 30 times, but that's naturally going to happen because you're going to have so many attempts just to get to that point where you get to Rulue. But yeah, I don't know if they really needed to put a challenge as hard as this in the game. I'm not really sure what the developers were thinking. You know, you call these mini games, but at this point, it's like, is it really a mini game? You know, because it really is a game within a game, and it's a mini game in the sense of like, you know, this isn't the main game of Judgment, but these mini games take it a little bit too much to a level that's just ridiculous when you want to 100% these games, because like it demands a lot, learning things that you really don't want to be learning. And here, you can see I'm in a bad position here as well. But I get a little lucky, still in a bad position, but I get a 2-chain there, 3-chain. I think I'm just trying to somehow, clean up those 2 columns before I start going crazy with the 3 columns on the right, because I knew I didn't have much space. So I wasn't like wanting to go crazy on the right columns just away, right away. Like sometimes the right columns, you don't have to go crazy on them straight away when they're empty if you feel you're in a position where you kind of might need that room. But now I'm back to, where I should be, and I'm fine. I'm in a good position, so I'm just, doing the same thing, filling it up. Trying to put the Puyos down in a position where I, get that third column, the left-hand side, the third column from the left-hand side. Like, I want to do something with that so I can knock down the Puyos on the right-hand side. But at the same time, I want to, be able to form chains with the two columns to the left. Because, I don't want them to stack up too high as well. And if I can get chains from them, even better. Even if it is a 2-chain, it all benefits. 3-chain, that's one that can really put them away. I think 1 or 2 chains is fine, but when you get 3, 4, that's when you're really gonna pop off on them. So yeah. I don't know how long I can keep going on for this video. I mean, it's like me talking for 40 something minutes. I could literally talk about something else I could in this video. But I may make another video on this channel, as a matter of fact. I was thinking of talking about Yakuza, the future of Yakuza, kind of where Yakuza is, because I got into the franchise with Zero. I always knew about the franchise, like back in the PlayStation 2 days. I've always been into like martial arts films growing up as a kid. Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Chow Yun-Fat. Like I've always been into that kind of stuff. And I'm aware of Donnie Yen and Tony Jaa. So I've always been into that. And I like games like True Crime, Streets of LA. I remember there was a Jet Li martial arts game. That one I didn't play, but I think I was trying to get like a pirated version or something of the game. Because I remember finding that really hard to find in the shops. Maybe I'll have to find that on the PC to play that one. But yeah, Sleeping Dogs being one of them. I remember there was even a Jackie Chan game, Jackie Chan Adventures, so based on that show, the animated show. I'm just recording this off the top of my memory, so if I'm saying it wrong, then excuse me on that one. But yeah, I've always been into that kind of stuff. So Yakuza was naturally a game that you think I would have played at the time, but I think it was because, I don't know if it's because it was like marked as like a GTA, Japanese GTA, but the game wasn't like open world, and I think a lot of those other games like True Crime, Streets of LA were open world games. So I always felt weird about Yakuza, like I didn't know if it was truly an open world game or not. So I think that kind of just, it didn't put me off, but it just kind of, I mean, a lot of it has to do with marketing as well, because when I remember when 3 was out, 4 and 5, but they weren't like really pushed in your face, those games. But then obviously, Zero did well. That had a lot of, coverage to it, people talking about it on the internet. So I tried Zero and I loved it, and ever since then, like, it's not even like, I became a trophy hunter, more of a trophy hunter through, a bunch of games, but then, 100%ing Zero was a joy. Like, really, I thought it was a great platinum. I had to learn Mahjong, but aside from that, legend, difficulty, and everything, it was just great. So like Zero, I did Kiwami 6, Kiwami 2, then I did Fist of North Star, Lost Paradise even, and I think at that point I got a little burnt out. Because then Judgment came out, and then 3, 4, 5, the West was trying to catch up, right, with the East in terms of the Yakuza releases. And the thing is, Yakuza is like, at that time as well, I think 6, Kiwami 2 and Judgment, they were 30 FPS, and that kind of put me off a little bit. I think I wasn't having as much fun just because of the fact that when I did Zero, Kiwami, and Fist of North Star, those games were in 60 because they were in the old engine, but the Dragon engine, they were 30 FPS. So I think little things like that, being overwhelmed by games like Judgment and the Yakuza Trilogy 3, 4, 5, I played them and completed them, but I still have yet to 100% them. And I really like to 100% these games, even though it's kind of pointless because it's going to have some of the same challenges and it's just like you're doing the same thing again. But I don't know. I love it. I love really experiencing every part of these games, even if it's the same thing, even if it's the same UFO catcher BS. I just enjoy it. Sometimes going even beyond what the 100% even says. You know, maybe I just want every UFO toy. But yeah, like I got back into it recently after like not playing it since 2019. I mean, I did play 2019, 2020, 2021, like, but not as much. Like sometimes I'll go back to Judgment and play because I needed to get back to that. But I haven't played Yakuza 7 yet or Yakuza 8 yet because those are the RPG ones. And I kind of want to, because it's a different style of gameplay, I don't really want to, I want to kind of be in a mode where I can play those properly. So I wanted to get back into the franchise in a way that felt like it wasn't demanding too much of me. So I played Gaiden, 100% of that, and I really enjoyed Gaiden. I played that more than I needed to. I mean, I got 150 hours on that. Like, I didn't need to play that for that long, but I really wanted to 100% it and take my time. Now I'm doing Pirate Yakuza because I thought to myself, well, that's another Gaiden-like game. And the thing is, it's not a problem for me, chronologically, the story, because I already know, because I've kept up with this franchise, so I know everything that's been going on, whether I wanted to or not. So storyline wise, I kind of know I know what's gonna happen, right? Like the main beats, so at least. But there are some characters that I don't know maybe as well. I got a taste of Ichiban with the Yakuza. I mean, some of the stuff I've seen are obviously on the internet, but the Yakuza 8 demo that's in Gaiden. So I'm really looking forward to playing as Ichiban. Because I love Nishiki, so he's Nishiki's voice actor. It's like Nishiki's like between a dragon and a koi, right? It's like he's like a spiritual successor to Nishiki. It's almost as if Nishiki has somehow reincarnated himself or resurrected himself into his soul. But yeah, there's something about that which I like, like a fourth wall kind of breaking thing as well, because he's the same voice actor. But yeah, I completely forgot. I was talking about Yakuza, and yeah, I've already faced Rulue. I think 26 I faced her. If you saw on the videos, 26 wins I think was when I faced her. I'm not too sure, but I think that is. I'm going to face her again anyway, I think. You face her again. She comes back into rotation. So, I mean, you kind of have to beat her the first time, because if you don't, then, well, you've lost. But at that point, you're just beating her again and again and again. And all the 10 rivals come. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be talking like this in my next video in terms of like giving a background about my Yakuza history. So maybe I just thought I'd say it now, since the goal of this commentary was for me to just do a commentary where I just basically just talk, whether anyone's interested or not. But I just wanted to express myself in this commentary. And just talk for 40 minutes long. Well, how long this video is. Just talk. Yeah, man. I need to have some water, actually. But the thing about Yakuza is, it's a great franchise. And, I'm in a weird position again, because now the freaking Zero, Kiwami, and Kiwami 2 in 60 FPS has been released. The Yakuza... What's the collection called? The 30th anniversary or 20th anniversary collection? Yeah, it was 2005, right? Yeah, 20th anniversary collection has been released. And that's like, those games re-released, and I kind of want to play Zero again, and Kiwami again, and Kiwami 2. I've been playing a lot of Red Light Raid, and I love it. I mean, I'm like 20th in the... Well, I was 20th in the world, but I've unlocked every character, I've maxed them all out. I mean, I really like the mode, and I just want to keep playing it. Because at the time, I mean, I'm playing Pirate Yakuza, so I'm thinking I don't really want to play Zero. I played the first hour of Zero, but I don't want to play Zero's campaign just yet. And now Kiwami 3 is going to come out, and I think I'm going to want to do Kiwami 3. So my goal is to play Pirate Yakuza and at least complete the game, maybe platinum it, 100%, I'm not too sure. And then there's Kiwami 3. I just played the demo recently, as a matter of fact, which I'll talk about anyway on the channel, because I want to talk about the future of this franchise. I love this franchise. I'm not bothered about some of the stuff that's recently been going on with this franchise. All of the stuff that people have been complaining about on the internet. My issues are just purely on my own things. Because Nagoshi's kind of not there anymore, and I think him not being there has made this franchise a little less grounded, I'd say. So I think that's more or less my main issue. Even though Yakuza has done some crazy things even when he was in charge, but there's just something that I feel is more. This franchise feels it's more pushed towards kind of like fantasy more now than what it was, which was a game for adult Japanese men at the time. I mean, that was the demographic, right? So now it really does make me wonder, like, is it really for adult Japanese men now? I mean, things change, people change, generation change. The adult salary man or Japanese man in 2005 is going to be different than the average guy in 2025, since people are, the 20s, 30s are more influenced by video games now compared to, say, the adult Japanese men in 2005 who may now be in their 40s, 50s, 60s or whatever. So it's different. But even then, like, for me, I want to play something that's realistic. I want to play something that's authentic to Japan. I don't mind the crazy things in the game, like Saejima going against a bear or anything like that. I don't mind little things like that. I really have no issue with that. But I want that serious storyline to be there. I kind of want to say more, but then I also think I may as well say in another video, because then I'll just end up repeating myself. But yeah, I mean, doing a 49, 50 minute video, whatever, how long this is, doing this kind of video and just talking for a long time, it's like, I'm bound to run out of, time to talk about Puyo Puyo. I could have just literally talked about Puyo Puyo and then just stopped talking, but I don't know. I wanted to challenge myself to just talk, because I'm not much of a talker anyway. So yeah, I just wanted to constantly talk. Is this Rulue? I don't even know. I think this is Rulue. Yeah, because I don't recall seeing her model that much. The character model. So yeah, I think this is Rulue again. So yeah, I'm beating her. She's not too hard, in all honesty. I was actually gonna say, thinking about it now, I've kind of taken the tension out of it, but when I was on 26 wins with her, I just about beat her as well. So even that I got lucky, but as you can see with this one, I easily beat her. I think that time I went against her, I was so in the zone that even if I was aware that this was Rulue, you play so much, like you have to play, I guess about 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes about 20 or 25 minutes until you get to like winning 25 times or whatever, Rulue, you get to that stage. And this game, like, that's challenging, like to really be in the zone and focus like that with this game, because it's pretty fast paced. I mean, bloody hell, it's faster paced than the actual Yakuza gameplay. When you're playing at a high level and going against these opponents that they go crazy on you, they do. And the stakes become harder. But man, I feel so good doing it. I feel so good. Like, talking about gaming achievements, this is like the proudest gaming achievement for me in a long time, to do Puyo Puyo just like that one night back to back on Yakuza 6. This I would like to be able to play Puyo Puyo more in the future when I find time, because I do think it's a pretty good game that just hasn't been pushed out the right way like it should be. I mean, I think it's very charming. As a matter of fact, I think it's even more charming than Tetris, so it's a shame that they haven't really done much with it. They're not really pushing it as much as it could be pushed. I mean, the Puyo Puyo Tetris series is almost as if it's just doing Tetris a benefit. I mean, yeah, Puyo Puyo's name's there, but I know they've got a mobile game now, Puyo Puyo something. Puyo Puyo, I don't know if it's Puyo Puyo World or whatever it is, but they've got a mobile game. But they haven't had a new release, like a standalone, I don't think, on console since maybe Champions. So yeah, And the Puyo Tetris games, apparently the Puyo rules are different, or he plays differently compared to Champions, and most players like Champions. So yeah, man, I just thought Champions was the right one to choose if I was going to learn the game, since it had a lesson mode. I don't think it has some unlimited mode in it, but you pretty much can increase your time and play in an unlimited fashion or something like that. Was for a really long time. But doing all of those things still didn't help, so I just had to rely on this 3 tower column method. And yeah, yeah, 38 wins. Still got a little bit more to go. What topic should I talk about now? I'm trying to think of a topic. I don't really want to talk too much about it. Maybe just what I'm doing with this channel, I guess. This is more like a channel where I can just upload anything and not really care too much about it. Again, I think I'm going against Rulue here as well. So you get her quite a few times you do. And she's really not too difficult compared to even some of the others, I feel like. But you don't want to underestimate anyone, but she's not too difficult. But that first time somehow it was a tight one for me. But then again, when you see this entire game, you see that I have quite a few tight games, but because I'm used to losing at certain points of the time, it doesn't bother me. You know, I'm just trying to get out of the situation that I'm in, the bad situation, and just try to hustle and bustle. And like, hey, I could have done purple there, but I didn't do it there. But even when I make a mistake, like I get a 2-chain, then I get a purple there, nice purple there, can stack up nicely. You can see I've cleaned up those 3 columns on the left. And like, it's still a fight. You can still see she's kind of in it still. So I still gotta, like, she can get out of the situation. You can see that, right? She can get out of the situation. She's already put in a bunch of chains, got another chain. So I'm gonna have to really fight this, because when you think they're beaten and they're not, they can start doing a bunch of chains and put you in a bad position and put them in a advantageous position. So yeah, it can be a war of attrition for sure, but I'm able to beat her. I was wondering when it does that flash effect if it's like a new rival, but then it does it here, and at this point I've gone against all the rivals. It's interesting. But yeah, whatever I've done, you can see I've squashed this guy. I'm not even giving him a chance. Just like he doesn't give other people a chance with the way he comes in fast. You know, it doesn't matter what rival you pick, because you're gonna find others that are just as annoying at times anyway. So I don't know if really me picking this rival does anything. I just picked her. Maybe I saw a video of someone else picking her or whatever, but I just picked her at this point. There was other people I was trying to experiment with and pick. Like that guy, Kubushi, that one. But yeah. Judgment. Yeah, I was gonna say, actually, I can talk about this one. I can play on the PS5 now, the Judgment Remastered. That doesn't have Puyo or Pinball. The color filter is like kind of gone. It's cooler color, not saturated. It's kind of lost that warmness that kind of, the first Judgment has. That Nagoshi touch. Because, he's not really there anymore, so you wonder if these changes are very much him or not. Although he left Lost Judgment. But the color tone is more consistent with Lost Judgment, which again, that's another one I have to play. Each shouldn't have to play. I'm thinking when to play them, because they're like spin-offs, so I can kind of play them whenever I want. But yeah, that would be... I would easily do Judgment again. I have no problem doing Judgment again, and now I don't have Puyo, and I can play in 60 FPS, even better. Kiwami and Judgment surprise me the most because they're one city games, and you think that those one city games are going to be easy, but ironically enough, they feel like those are the hardest ones, or the ones that surprise me with how much content there is, compared to the 2 city games or 5 city games like Yakuza 5, which I'm still yet to do, but I feel more... Maybe because you can compartmentalize. Compartmentalize you know, okay, I'll complete this city, I'll complete this city, I'll complete that city, I'll complete this character. But when you just have one character, one city, it gets too much. And I think Judgment got a little bit too much for me. I think Lost Judgment will be hopefully better. I'm preparing myself for the worst, because in that case, then I'm not going to underestimate anything and, you know, be in a conundrum. But yeah, I want to make sure I don't talk over this video when it's about to end. So I will try to pay attention to when it's about to end, so I can say, you know, bye-bye or whatever, and not just talk over the recording and have it cut out at a weird point. But yeah, I'm still playing. I don't know if you can notice, but the Puyos are... I mean, it becomes even more apparent. I don't know if it already has, but they're going down in a very weird, kind of glitchy kind of way. Which in a weird way, it can kind of benefit in certain periods, like when you're at the top and you really need a bit of time, but... I don't know, I guess it is faster, but I can't even tell. It's this weird glitchy kind of motion it is the best way I can describe it. I haven't played this now for a while, so, you know, it's one thing watching it, but when you're playing it, you'll know. It's like this glitchy way of that the Puyos drop, and that kind of is a bit distracting. But when you're in this flow state, you probably will be fine with it. It gets even worse. I mean, it gets even faster at that point, I think. I think it starts happening, I don't know if it starts happening like 31 or 41 maybe or something. I remember like at the time when it happened, when I initially recorded this, but because I left this recording so late, this whole Puyo nonsense has gone to the back of my mind. But I wanted to get this video done. I wanted to upload this video and just have it there. Because, you know, it's something that, you know, I like to remember in the sense of this challenge, you know, being persistent, not giving up and all that nonsense, you know, just, yeah, Puyo, man. I mean, at this point, yeah, I know I've done it, but I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm just like, you know, I'm not gonna stop. I'm going to keep going for as long as I want, because, again, you're in this flow state, and it's kind of hard to get yourself out of that flow state. You know, it's not even about the challenge at that time. It's just about your Puyo stack and just basically maintaining it as much as possible and not having it become a complete tower where you're just absolutely screwed. You know? Because this game will really, like, fuck with you, you know? For real, so you just want to... you know, get your comeback, I guess. You want to get your comeuppance. You want to get, you know, you want to enjoy the victory. You don't want to just get that victory and be like, okay, I beat Rulue, bye-bye. You know, and, you know, imagine if you think you beat Rulue and you beat someone else, right? So I just kept playing for as long as possible just to really solidify my victory so that I can have the challenge done for the Camera Goal completionist list, whatever you want to call it. Because that list is a bitch. I mean, that list is freaking just stacked. And maybe it's the interface and everything, like, you know, the way Yakuza is, the way Yakuza, like the interface and stuff is, and how the lists are, and just the way the mainline series does things is different from the spin-off. I mean, Judgment does a few things that are aesthetically different. It's the same game, it's the same DNA, it's an RGG game, it's in the Dragon Engine, it's a beat-em-up. But it just feels different, you know, and I know that Judgment and Lost Judgment look very similar. Like the palette looks very similar. So hopefully Lost Judgment can be a better experience for me. You know, that's going to be in 60. I'm wondering if I should just play, like, go do Lost Judgment, or if I should just play, like, in order again, but now, like, the new Judgment remastered on PS5 and then Lost Judgment. But, you know, maybe I'll play Lost Judgment and Judgment together. And just play the story first of Lost Judgment at least, because I really do want to experience that story. The whole school bullying aspect, I think that's an interesting story that, you know, I really feel. So I'm curious to experience it. I know people say that the story of 1 is better than 2, Lost Judgment, but the thing is, like, I didn't really feel the story as much, maybe because it was a spin-off, and maybe there was this weird feeling where it was like Yakuza, but it wasn't Yakuza. I mean, you got, like, low-level Yakuzas, you could argue, in the game, where you never heard of them in the Tojo clan. So I don't know if it was that, but then playing Judgment again, I really did enjoy it. I played the English dub, but the second time around, I'm usually a Japanese dub player. It was good, it was alright, but then I tried Like a Dragon Gaiden, and it wasn't the whole Yongye thing that bothered me. I think it's just the dub is very anime-like compared to how the English dub was in the original Yakuza. That was trying to go for very much gangster feel and put tons of swear words. This feels very anime-like. The delivery is very anime-like. But the main game, the Japanese dub, is not like that. They play it off in a realistic kind of way. I mean, yeah, they might say things in a certain way, like Soka, instead of just Soka, the way they say things. There might be a emphasis in it, a bit of dramatized nature to the words. The Japanese, Sodana or Sodane, like that. But it's it feels real, It feels authentic, and the anime the English dub just feels very anime-like, the delivery. So like I don't have a problem with Young because all the people sound the same. They can't sound like Daryl because he doesn't have that kind of anime-like voice or delivery that at least suits the vibe that they're going for. They're going for a very anime vibe, is what I think they're doing. Maybe they think that's appealing to a certain crowd, a demographic of people that may watch a lot of anime. I don't know, but for me, yeah, Japanese is the way to go. Because the tone completely changes. So I mean, even though Greg Chun, he plays Yagami really well, again, it's still that same anime kind of vibe. It does change it, so yeah, I want to play in Japanese. I don't think I'll be giving English dub a go. As much as I want to, I'll just be forcing myself. Ooh. My voice is gonna get real tired. Yep, so this is the last hurdle now. I should get ready to say bye. I'm probably just gonna say bye. Because that'll be easy. Don't need to do another long outro BS. I was probably on mute anyway the entire video if anyone was watching this. So yeah. Yeah, this person beats me. This is not even the hardest person, but I get at this point, like you can see, look at the way it's going down. It's going down much faster now. But it's not going down faster in a natural way. It's going down faster in a very glitchy kind of way. So it plays tricks on you as well as it going down faster. Like I can tell it's gotten faster than compared to when I was on 41. So I know they're really trying to say, oh, we don't want you to keep playing this anymore now. We're going to make it harder for you. And they do. Yeah, it just gets harder. It does. And, even look at this. I should beat this person, but this person still manages to, form some chains. And then look, I'm screwed here now because of the way it is. But I'm still hustling, bustling. I got that ghost out of the way. But you can see I'm kind of screwing up here a little bit. But even then, I can still recover. But because of this fast, glitchy nature, it's not helping me. I put a 2 chain there. It's not too bad. I'm trying. I'm trying to stay in this. But you can see that she's just not letting go. And sometimes this happens and you're screwed. And you can see I'm trying to flip it all the time. And it's just too late. So that was my attempt. My successful attempt in my eyes. But yeah, thank you very much for that. You'll see me. I'll just be going back. And I'll see that I got, unlocked it and I'm happy and everything. I'm mostly not moving as much because I'm in relief, adrenaline. But yeah, as much as I don't want to say bye, I should say bye. I'm trying to time it because, there's still a little bit of footage here. Au revoir, bye. It's about to end. There'll be a little bit of Yagami just moving around me, just internalizing everything as it comes up at the top right. And it pops up. Bye-bye.